Can everybody hear me? Okay. It's a real pleasure and honor to be asked to speak. I've known Bruce. I met him shortly after I started working with Gothic in 2002, and I can't believe it's going to be almost 10 years. And I was working on, or asked to work on a project of going paperless because we were being buried by just timesheets alone, let alone all the other documents. And I started working on this since about 2004. With Bruce and I, we even tried the Timberline paperless system. And I'm not sure if anybody else tried that fiasco. I hope nobody from Timberline is here today, but yes, that was true.
Yes, that was a fiasco.
Anyway, I don't know if anybody here does any kind of statistics of how many documents you have in your system. I ran this yesterday, and I send this out about every 6 months to let people know what our progress is. And that's helped me spur interest in getting more commitment and getting more departments coming on to paperless. That's helped me. So yesterday what I did, it combined both our AP documents, our entire vaults that we have, and we have 6 vaults at this point. Absence forms from employees. We have over 13,000, almost 14,000 forms in our system. Benefits-related enrollment material. And those of you who, if you're in HR, you know what kind of volume that is. Alone is over 15,000 documents we have in the system for our employees. And we only insure about 20% of our labor force. Timesheets, administrative, that's about 8,000, almost 8,500. Timesheets that are auto-batch, and we started the auto-batching in January of 2010. We have over 47,000, almost 48,000 timesheets in the system. AP invoices, which we started also around 2010, early part of 2010. That's 39,000, almost 40,000 AP invoices. POs, we have almost 28,000. And that also came in 2010. So Gothic started in HR primarily because timesheets, but we started in 2008 where I set up documents. We went live 2009. I told my staff, no documents gets filed paper-wise. Everything went paperless. Because you have to cut off. You have to do sometimes tough love and say, guys, no more. Going forward, this is all paperless. And that's what we did. And started bringing this in. And then we brought in auto-batching. Because with the downturn of the economy, we needed to make some headcount adjustments, and we did substantial layoffs. At our high, we were about 2,000 employees. We shrunk down to about 800. Now this past summer, we came back up to about 1,000. We're going to shrink again during the winter months, and we'll probably be back down to about 800, almost 900 employees. So obviously, HR is never a profit center, so we're the first to take cuts. We're the last to come back. And in Gothic, HR also means payroll. Payroll's under me. So that we needed to do a lot more with a lot less people. And of course, the auto-batching helped that tremendously. With AP, we were also looking to centralize. And our biggest challenge we have at Gothic is the ownership is not technology savvy as far as computer systems. They like electronic toys, but not being a user. So the top leadership in our company is not a user per se. I'm making inroads with our CFO to get involved and start using the system. He's gotten involved now with having to approve AP. So that's broken the barrier, and I'm doing so with some other documents. But that's part of our biggest challenge is that top leadership is not a user. And that's one of my firm beliefs is you have to start from the top down to be a user, to really embrace this new way of doing business, because it does change your processes. And that's also been a big challenge is fear, because people saw this as a way to do more with less, and so they were afraid of their jobs. So that was part of our problem. Where I made inroads is after layoffs, where people all of a sudden had to do 2, 3 person job within the same amount of time with no OT allowed. So then they were forced to kind of get on the paperless methods and processes. So what I did is the beginning of this year, I saw the handwriting on the wall that we're going to need to do some more headcount adjustments, and also our G&A was off from our revenue. So because our profit margins also are shrinking. I'm sure you're all experiencing the same thing. So that's what spurred me to start thinking and how to push this out to other departments. So I took the approach similar to when I had done job descriptions, because back in 2002 when I started with Gothic, there were no job descriptions. So I took the same approach, start meeting with key people, people that were interested, took my key stars and start working with them and start building the documents into paperless. And that perhaps took a great deal of time, because the fact is it was a very tedious process to set up each document in paperless. It does take time. And then also, when you first talk to people, they give you an idea, but it's until you start using it that you start doing more tweaks that you finalize the document. So the whole process takes time. So that's perhaps one of the barriers, I'd say, is because it is a very time, or very labor intensive, and it takes a lot of forethought. Because for people to know the system, you have to really explain to them how indexes work, what's the reason why you want to set up documents. You have people that want to index every single thing that's on that form. And then you've got people that want to do maybe two, and you know that neither one is realistic. You have to come to a reasonable, practical medium. Bruce had given me the paperless library, which was tremendous help to be a beginning talking point as I talk to the different departments. So I've made some inroads in project management. I've got most of those documents set up. I probably have about 70% of them done, I would imagine. And I've got one person who's out in Arizona really working it, so testing it out, and she's giving me feedback to tweak the different documents. I've got one person here in Valencia, up in Valencia with AR, and she's moving forward with AR. So I'm trying to find one person in the different departments. Then once I finalize my documents, then I will start pushing it out and getting the ownership to really make this a mandatory. Not if you feel like using it, but you really have, that's where we need to go, is making it mandating. And it's kind of, because of the layoffs, is making it a requirement. People are going to have to do more with less. And I just so happened to talk to our purchasing manager in our Las Vegas office, and I asked her how much she liked paperless. And she just couldn't rave enough. And the same thing with my purchasing person we have here in Riverside, who does all the purchasing for the entire state of California for the construction side.